All right, whenever you're ready, Eric.
Hello.
Hi there, guys.
Hi, and welcome to our first Alter Ego comic book previews video that we'll be doing once a month.
Yep. We're going to be showing off all the stuff that's coming out in the previews. If you don't know what the previews are, they are a big, thick book like this. It shows off pretty much everything coming out in 3 months ahead of time, right?
It's 2 to 3 months. The comics are, and it also has toys and manga. The toys they offer in there are usually anywhere from 6 to 12 months. I've seen some things that have gone to 18 months. It just depends. So
there's been some things that we got them in 2 years after, and I'm just like, Jesus, okay.
Yes.
But we're just doing this for you guys. That way you can see what's coming out. If you see anything that you're interested in, you can always subscribe to it or get down for it. Most of your local shops will have this. If you want to, go to Alter Ego Comics and Games. We do that.
And remember, if you sign up for a subscription, anything that you buy, like new related, as far as comics and toys and stuff, you get 10% off.
Yep, we do. All right, so we're going to first start off with Marvel.
Yes, Marvel.
And you want to kick it off, Eric?
Okay, so the newest previews, I was solicited in the last months, but this is the big Marvel's big yearly event, Empire. It actually starts in April, and this is for May. But I did want to cover that. There was some things in there. Empire, like I said, it's the big yearly event. But there's some issues, the little one-shots and mini-series that tie into there. There was one I wanted to talk about. It was The Union. Actually, it was two. The Union. This is a new team that's being introduced in this event.
Yeah, I don't recognize any of them.
Yeah, it's all new characters except for Union Jack. So This is going to be one of those books that, like I said, is going to have a bunch of new characters. So key book.
Yeah, that's definitely a key book right there. So if you are interested in that, definitely tell us ahead of time.
Yes.
But yeah, no, there's going to be new characters, and you always want to get your hands on something whenever they introduce somebody new.
Yes. The next one is, there's actually two. The Fantastic Four tie-in for that, Fantastic Four number 21. If you're reading comic books in the 90s, you know that Ghost Rider, Wolverine, Spider-Man, and the Hulk became Fantastic Four for a little bit.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I love Ghost Rider art. It looks so cool.
Yes. So I don't know if this is going to be just for this issue or if it's going to be for a couple of issues. So if you were a fan of that in the 90s, you may want to jump on that issue.
Yeah.
And then this one, Captain Marvel number 18, which is a tie-in. But the cover or the photo that's in it shows Captain Marvel as the accuser.
Yeah, no, it looks really awesome.
Instead of Ronan, it's Captain Marvel. So.
Mm-hmm. And she's holding the hammer and everything. We'll probably be showing it off.
Right.
But I'm really excited for that one because it looks. I like Ronan. Ronan's always been really cool. I read him back when Annihilation was coming out, and I just really liked that series.
So I'm hoping that, I don't know, maybe this will be something that will carry on into the Marvel universe, or if this is just something that's going to be an Empire. So
I hope it does. I hate those one shots that are like a really cool concept and then they just don't go with it.
Yes. Well, Marvel's bad about introducing new characters in a book, and then they won't do anything with that character until a year or 2 years later, and then everybody's like, oh, where did this character come from? And it's like, it came in this one story that was in this event from 2 years ago. People start looking for it. So I did want to talk about this one, the giant X-Men tribute to, was it Wynn and Cochran? If you read comics in the late 70s and 90s, then you know who these guys are. Dave Cochran was an artist for X-Men. He's a beloved artist for X-Men, so this may be something to pick up.
Yeah, and it looks just like the giant size issue, just very stylized this time.
I was going to talk about Taskmaster for a second because he is the villain in the new Black Widow movie.
Oh, right. I forget. I actually... was he in the previews for that? Because I've seen the Black Widow one. I just didn't catch it, I guess. I didn't catch him.
Yes, he's in there. He actually looks pretty cool. I mean, he doesn't look like his, his original costume. It's updated.
Okay, that's probably why I didn't,
it just may be something. It's Marvel's kind of tie-in, hey, this character's going to be in the movie, so... we're gonna
just like they were kind of doing, like, Morbius.
Right.
Yeah.
Marvel Zombies. Marvel Zombies is coming back.
Woo! I really like that series. It's been really good.
Yes.
But are they like rebooting it, or is it continuation? What's going on with it?
I think it's a reboot.
Reboot.
It's a reboot because if you look at because in this preview it's showing issue 2, 3, 4, and 4 because it's only a 4-issue miniseries, but Spider-Man's not a zombie, so I'm assuming it's a reboot, like a different story and a different Earth.
Well, they were like hopping from different like dimensions at one point, so like I'm not sure if they're just like, hey, we're in a different dimension now or whatever. But I'm interested in seeing how it goes, just because, that's been one of my favorites ever since I was in high school. That's one thing that got me really hooked back into comic books, because I read it when I was a small kid, and then I saw that, and then got back more into it.
Kirkman, the creator of Walking Dead, he wrote that first 2 series.
Oh, Kirkman did?
Yeah.
This is why I have Eric reading right now. I am terrible at keeping up with names of artists and stories. I just read something and I'm like, I enjoyed that, and move on. I don't do research on stuff. I'm terrible about it. Terrible. That's why I have you here.
Thank you. That's so sweet. All right, Werewolf by Night. Now, I'm a fan of the horror characters that Marvel did in the 70s. So, and then Moon Knight's first appearance was in Werewolf by Night number 32. So I don't know. It's a mini series. We'll see how it goes. Sometimes their mini series are good. Sometimes it's bad. I mean, it's
have they told anybody about like what's happening with that Moon Knight? Like, because wasn't it gonna be like on Netflix, or like they were hinting at it, or?
I think it's going to be a Hulu thing.
Is it going to be a Hulu thing?
Right.
Because I really want... if you don't know who Moon Knight is, he's... just think Crazy Batman.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what he is. It's Crazy Batman.
Also, Marvel's... This is an ongoing ongoing series. I believe it is a follow-up to the Marvel series that Alex Ross did and Kurt Busiek. I could be wrong, but I think it is a follow-up because they have Marvel's X... Is it Marvel, and Marvel's X, but they're somehow tied together?
Yeah, they like to... Yeah, Marvel's X, Marvel Snapshot. That's whatever, Marvel. Make it confusing for him, please.
Okay, I think that's all on the Marvel I wanted to hit.
Okay.
Of course, like normal stuff, but anyway, yeah, that's all the Marvel I wanted to hit.
Okay, so next I think we're gonna go over the DC, which the DC, oh boy, I'm super excited just from the cover right there. So
DC Metal 2.
Mm-hmm. It's called Death Metal.
Death Metal.
He's not hyping it up enough. It's called Death Metal, which they know what they're doing.
Right.
It's fantastic. If you haven't read the original Metal series, it's really awesome. It's when they first introduced the Batman Who Laughs, which has been just taken over a lot of stuff.
Yes.
He's currently in the Batman Superman run, and he's been doing a lot of crazy stuff. Spoiler alert, I really love what he did with like a Shazam and whatnot. And dude, but that first issue, whenever it revealed that the Robin that he's been holding around isn't one of the Robins, it was friggin' Shazam, I was like, what?
Oh, I think they're the 7, because I think it was Hawkman, Supergirl, Shazam, or maybe it was 4. I can't remember, but
he had like a whole herd of them.
Yes, but I mean, he's a super hot character right now, so
yeah.
I'm curious to see how Death Metal will play out. Scott Snyder, I like Scott Snyder, but just some of his stories are hit or miss. But like I said, I am excited about Dark Knight Death Metal #1.
Ooh, I am a fan of that Wonder Woman cover by Stanley Lau.
Oh, all these crazy covers, man.
I know, they look awesome.
There's that one for 100, but I'm not ordering 100 issues.
Yeah. The thing is, see, guys, if you want us to get these issues in, you have to subscribe to us, because if you do, then we can start ordering more, because then if we get more subscribers, we get more numbers, which means we can start getting those 1 in 100 issues, which that would be awesome.
That would be cool.
Yes. We totally want to take it for ourselves.
All right, I do. This is the big thing. If you have been reading any of the comic news that's been happening lately, DC has been hinting at the big 5G. Really kind of don't know what's going on there, but this past week, Flash Forward number 6 came out. This was actually a really great miniseries, but this is going to tie into that. I'll take the book out real quick and show something.
Yeah, you were showing me a little earlier, like explaining it to me, because I was like, oh, I didn't know this was going on.
At the end of the book, Wally West It comes one with the Morbius chair.
Woo.
Now, supposedly, the new issue of Flash 750 that comes out this Wednesday, if you're interested in getting it, come on down to Alter Ego. They're going to expand on that. But also in the new previews, there is a series coming out called Generation 1. There's going to be one issue coming out every month leading up to the 5G, which I'm assuming that will be G5.
Yeah, I would assume.
Right.
But, DC and Marvel sometimes like to trick us with things.
Yes.
And sometimes there's going to be like a G6 because they forgot to add in this little part of the story or something.
Well, I was talking with a couple of the subscribers that come in, and I don't know if they're trying to set up like they did, not necessarily New 52 or Rebirth, but back in the Silver Age.
Is this like that big of a reboot? Is it's going to be like the New 52 or Rebirth?
There's some rumors going on around that AT&T, which now owns DC, said if 5G doesn't play out, that they were just going to cancel all DC books, which I don't believe that's going to happen. But yeah, it's kind of like, seriously.
Oh, wow.
You can't put that much into it. But obviously they're going to introduce new versions of characters. Now, I'm sure Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman will stay the same, but there may be a new Green Lantern. There may be a new Flash.
They already introduced the 2 new Green Lanterns, and I really like them if you haven't read them. What's their names? I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh, God. Where's Logan when I need him?
I know, Logan. Logan, we're cutting to you real quick just to show what the 2 names are. There we go.
Jessica Cruz, and I can't remember what the guy's name is. I can't remember. But then they have that Far Sector that's going right now. That's a different Green Lantern, which is a good book, which you guys need to read that too.
Yeah.
Okay, so Generation 1. This is something that if you're a DC fan, or you may want to jump onto this because it's obviously leading up to what's coming in the next few months. So, Batman Adventures #1. Batman Adventures continues.
I'm super excited about that. I know you are.
Me too.
If you've ever talked to Eric longer than 5 minutes, you will know he is a Batman fan.
Yes,
just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
He may or may not have enough figurines to open up his second store as big as Alter Ego with just nothing but Batman stuff.
Yes, we could open our own Batman store.
Yes,
or that's what my wife says. This is a miniseries based on the beloved animated series from the 90s. So, yeah, if you're a fan of that, you need to jump on this book.
Yeah, no, it looks awesome. We're probably going to show off the art and everything, but it's just going to bring back a lot of nostalgia. And they've already like released a toy line of some of it, right?
Yes, which we're going to cover here in a few minutes, right?
Oh yeah, I didn't. I thought it was. Yes, we are. I knew that, obviously. So,
all right, cool. Green Lantern 80th anniversary 100 page spectacular. Okay, so this is the Green Lantern one. The month before, this one comes out in May, but in April they're doing the Joker and they're doing Catwoman. Now, supposedly in the Joker 100 page giant spectacular, we're going to get the origin of Punchline, this big character of that, the Joker sidekick that everyone's freaking out about in Batman.
Yeah.
Supposedly we're going to get her origin in that book.
In this one?
No. In Joker. I was throwing a plug for a book that in the last month's previews.
I'm sorry. I got into I was like, wait. The Green Lanterns' names are all here. What were they?
And Simon Baz.
Simon Baz and what is that? Jessica Cruz, right?
Jessica Cruz.
Yeah, there we go. See, we didn't need you, Logan.
There you go.
Get out of here.
I just like to show this off because they're doing different covers for each era of Green Lantern. You go to the 40s to the modern 2000s, 2010s, which they're doing with Catwoman and Joker too. But anyway, let's go to the next one. Let's talk about Batman.
Some more.
Now, in the new previews, it shows the Punchline character, which, like I said, is real hot. The cover that they're showing here in the variant is actually going to be on 92.
Isn't that 94. Her? They were saying, isn't that her first appearance on a cover?
Yes. And I believe it's supposed to be her... No. Well, this Hella Risen that came out last week is supposed to be her first full appearance, but she only showed up on like 4 or 5 panels.
Right. So, but I heard that this one was going to be her first, on a cover.
Yes. on issue, I can't remember the number of the issue, but there's an issue coming out where it looks like they're being played as chess pieces, I believe, but she is in the background. But I think this one is her own cover to herself. Anyway, it's by Art Germ. It's going to be a hot book.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah.
So, but the Joker War is coming, which is obviously leading up to Batman 100. So,
which will probably be a real big thing.
Yes.
They always make the 100s a big thing. What was the last 100 that they hit?
Oh.
Was it?
I think it was Detective Comics 1000 in...
Oh, yeah, 1000. Yes. Okay.
What I wanted to say with this, don't wait to come in on Wednesday thinking that this is going to be on the shelf the next few Batman issues. Don't do that. Come in, subscribe to make sure you're going to get that book.
Yeah.
Okay? Don't wait. Don't come up at 11 o'clock on Wednesday going, I'm going to walk in and buy Batman number 94, Batman number 95, because chances are it's not going to be on the shelf. Mm-hmm. So...
that happened with all the other Batmans that Punchline's been a part of.
Yes, well, we were sold out before we even got them.
Yeah, like a week or two right before then, because, I mean, everybody's talking about it, so everyone knew ahead of time. So.
Right. Okay. Where'd it go? Nightwing number 72, Punchline, just real quick, throw her in there real quick. She's going to be in this. It's all part of that Joker War, thing. Okay, it's going to be a tie-in. So this may be a book that people may not want to sleep on. Yeah. Especially these early appearances.
Mm-hmm. Well, especially if they want to get like the full collection of like whenever she first shows up, because a lot of those books tend up in maybe not the first appearance, but some of the other ones end up being like a $10 to $15 book eventually.
Yes.
If you're that kind of collector. If not, if you're just trying to get the full series, that's another way of just getting the full thing of being like, ooh, yeah, because we had a lot of people whenever Batman Metal was coming out, going back to that. A lot of people were collecting the Batman Who Laughs first appearance, and that sold out real fast in, what was that, Teen Titans 12?
Teen Titans 12. Yes, sir.
So... that's one of those things, and they like to throw silly stuff like that in issues that not a lot of people are paying attention to. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what happened with Hellraiser 3 and a bunch of the other stuff. So
then nobody was subscribing to Hellraiser 3.
Yeah.
And what do? They put it in a book that not a lot of copies are printed.
Yeah.
So, was there anything else you want to cover in DC before I jump to the toys in the back?
There was nothing that I would really saw. Those were the main ones. I mean... there's some stuff that if you haven't seen it, like Genlock, isn't Genlock's going on? Isn't Ruby made by DC also? Ruby. So if you haven't done Ruby, that's another really good one. I like promoting those because a lot of people are like, wait, those are coming out. A lot of people don't realize that Ruby has a comic book and Genlock has a comic book going on right now. They're not too terribly far in, so it's a good time to get in them right now. They're the first few issues are hard to find right now, but other than that, that's pretty much the only thing that I can think of that's necessarily worth mentioning that looks like being highlighted or anything like that. Other than that, let's jump into the toys for DC, I guess.
Okay. First one I want to show off is the Art Germ Catwoman statue.
Oh, that's super sweet. I love the cat. The cat's cute looking.
It is $155, and we are taking pre-orders for it. Mm-hmm. Since Art Germ, he's a great artist, and anytime there's a cover, he does a cover, it sells out. This may be something you're interested in getting. They're only making 5,000 of them, and it's a beautiful statue. So I recommend if you want it, come in and pre-order it. You can get it. Batman Adventures. Okay.
Oh, these are the figures I was talking about. These are the Batman animated figures, and the one that, like you were pointing out, is this is like just like we were talking about the Batman Who Laughs. He got a figurine, and that's the one that I saw and went, "What? They're making an animated version of him?" So.
Yes, they're making characters that were never in the animated series. Now there's still characters they've never done from the animated series, but they're throwing, like I said, new characters. I think there's an Azrael coming out and a Red Hood coming out. But they're also the Vampire Bat, which I'm assuming is based on Red Rain, or is it Red Rain, the first Batman, Dracula? Mm-hmm. Okay. And they're redoing Catwoman and Batman from Batman the Animated Series. I think they maybe doing a little retool them, or maybe giving them bigger feet, because these figures never stood up well. They were always top heavy.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that's what they're doing there. So They are doing some deceased figures. I'm kind of disappointed with those because they're just the DC Essential figures repainted as zombies.
They are, aren't they?
They have new head sculpts, which is cool, but it's like, really, for $28, do I need to buy the same figure? But you know what? They may look good when they come in.
Yeah, sometimes we're surprised by that kind of stuff, but at the same time, they're just trying to cut some corners, which...
Of course they are.
Well,
it's not like Hasbro.
What are you... No, don't tell them. They'll cut us off.
I know, right?
No.
DC will never give us anything.
Exactly.
All right.
Oh, that Poison Ivy figure is pretty...
Yes.
I really like the Poison Ivy one, and the...
Based on Frank's show?
Yeah. And then the Owl Batman as well.
Yes, and that's from Batman number 6, 7 from the New 52 during the Court of the Owls.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I got to shout out to Bruce Timm. But I think this is like the 4th or 5th time that they've done a Bruce Timm Harley Quinn statue like that.
I think we have one still. So we actually...
I do. I think it's in the back.
I think we got it in the back, in fact, where she's like blowing off the smoking gun. So
Yes.
they've done that style before. Is there anything really different, or are they just kind of reissuing it?
I think it's just a mini version. But if you're interested and you can't wait, I'm sure we got it in the back, so come on by.
Yeah, exactly. So, other than
right. All right, what else do you want to jump to?
Okay, so the next thing, I like to do like the big three, so it's like Marvel, DC, and then we'll hop into Image. So Image got some really cool stuff. I'm going to talk about some of the stuff in Image, but Eric, I know that you wanted to really talk about pulp. So
Oh yeah, I like anything pulp.
yeah, see, I'm a youngster, so I'm like, that's cool, but it just reminds me of my dad and talking about Wyatt Earp the whole time.
Yes.
Yep. So take it away, Eric.
Okay. So this story is by Ed Brubaker, which also wrote Criminal and this epic run on Captain America, brought in the Winter Soldier. But this book actually sounds pretty cool. It's about a pulp writer from the 1930s that finds himself into the Old West. So, anyway, let's see, be able to do the same when pursued by bank robbers, Nazi spies, and enemies from the past. And this is all taking place in the Old West.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out how the Nazis play in.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, Nazi spies and enemies. Like, I was reading the description, and I just...
Yeah.
How are Nazis a part of this?
Well, I don't know. And it's a trade or a hardcover, so the story's all together, so it's not one of those issue by issue things. So
yeah,
but yeah, I think it looks cool.
It does look cool. Like I like that kind of art style and everything. I like westerns. It's just it has to be really good for it to like really grab me.
Yes.
Just because. So I'm taking it with a grain of salt, but I'm definitely going to read it, see how it is. If you're a pulp fan, definitely go for it.
Bring back the shadow. All right, cool.
All right. The next issue that we're going to talk about on Image side, the goddamn... I know, we're demonetized. We're getting taken down from the internet. But there was so much controversy when they came out with their original series, The Goddamned. Mm-hmm. There was so many people protesting it just because of its title. But essentially, this is a continuation of that story. So if you haven't read the original, definitely do it. It's going to be following a tribe of female ladies that are... it's in the time before Noah's Ark and everything. Mm-hmm. So it's following a tribe of them, and it follows the same storyline as the original. So that one's going to be interesting if you like that kind of stuff. And like
tribe of ladies.
Yes, if you want an Amazon tribe of ladies, go for it. The next one that's really cool, especially since we live in Texas.
Yes.
That Texas Blood #1. It looks really interesting. It's going to follow a let's see right here, because I'm not as well versed in as you, Eric. I need to read real quick.
No. I'll have to promote it because it's Texas.
I know. I really
love Texas.
It doesn't really talk about very much like what is going on in it, other than it's set in Texas. It looks like it's going to be following a cop or a sheriff, and I just like the art. I like that kind of like slice of life storylines, and Image tends to take its Image tends to do a really good storyline with that. Mm-hmm. So I like that kind of stuff. Other than that...
And the guy kind of looks like Sam Elliott.
He does look like Sam Elliott. Yes. He really does.
Yes.
Dead Body Road. This is also another continuation of Dead Body Road originally. It was a kind of a shoot-'em-up action mystery murder type book that they did back in the day, and it was a 6-parter. This time it's going to be following a different character, though, from it. It is Bree Hale. That is her name, so... I believe that she was in the original one, if I remember right, but it's a really good read if you like the whole action genre. So, now it's another good one. Let's see. Honorable mention that it's just going strong. Die. If you haven't read any Die, it's going to be up to issue 11. Really fantastic art, really good storyline. That's one of my recommendations if you haven't gotten that. Gideon Falls is another one. Gideon Falls starts out really weird. Like it's just a really weird, dark mystery, like mystical type, Call of Cthulhu-esque.
Right.
It's really interesting.
I was just gonna say I like the writer Jeff Lemire. I like him. He writes Black Hammer, which fantastic book. Anyway, I didn't mean to jump on you there. Go ahead.
Oh, no.
He writes that book. So.
Yeah, no. If you haven't read Black Hammer is another one. Who does Black Hammer?
Dark Horse.
Dark Horse. Yes. He got me to read that. Originally, I didn't even know what it was, and it was really fantastic. Spawn 309.
Yes.
That looks awesome. So Spawn's going all kinds of crazy. They are introducing, which I think that's the Matina cover. Matina, I love you.
Man.
Keep on making what you make. I love your covers. I eventually want to get a tattoo done in your style. I'm a big fan. Call me.
Come to the shop.
Come to the shop sometime. Yes. No. Spawn is really crazy right now. So they're introducing all the different spawns from the different eras. So that's why it has medieval Spawn on there. This one's going to be introducing medieval Spawn, who's joining the ranks of... What was it? Spawn, She-Spawn, Reaper, and also Gunslinger Spawn. This is going to be the Gunslinger Spawn issue, which...
It looks badass.
Oh, if you haven't seen Gunslinger Spawn, it's Western Spawn. What's better than a cowboy?
Looking for that Spawn issue with the first appearance of Gunslinger. I think he's on the cover.
What is it, like issue 100 and something?
It's something, dude, but I swear there's like 1 or 2 people a week coming in looking for that book.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen it, there you go. Another ones, let's see. East of West is another honorable mention if you haven't read any of East of West. That one's another really good one. Birthright, it's up to issue 44. If you haven't read that one, think of it as Jumanji with fantasy characters. Ooh. So have you read that one, Eric? A boy goes missing, pops back into his hometown as an old man dressed up as a knight, being like, I am the chosen one. And everyone's like, okay. But it only like a year has passed of him missing.
Right.
But now he's an old man for some reason, and you kind of follow that one, and that one's really cool. Another one that's early on that I would like to mention is Decorum. Mm-hmm. That one is... Have you been reading that?
No, I don't. I just know Jonathan Hickman because he's writing X-Men right now, and X-Men has been better than it's been in the past 4 or 5 years.
Oh my God, it's so much better. All right, guys, we're back. Sorry about that. It was our recording device can only record up to so much, so we had to pause it real quick and then just come right back to it. So, Decorum number 3, as we were saying, that's coming out. If you haven't signed up for it, I don't think issue 1's dropped yet.
Issue 1 hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, so if you want to get on it, issue 1's going to be coming out soon, and we're going to be doing that. If you like samurai type esque stuff, so
yes,
I think the art's fantastic in it. What else is... I think that's it in Image, other than a few honorable mentions. Monstrous, if you haven't watched that. That one looks... I love it. If you like Saga or anything along those lines, jump on that. They're in issue number 28, it looks like they're going up to. Mm-hmm. Nomen Omen, that's another good one to get into, and that one's only going to be a 15-parter, and they're on number 7 right now. So... kind of halfway through. And other than that, Rat Queens, if you like Dungeons and Dragons type things, Rat Queens is a fantastic read. Sex Criminals, I love that one. It's hilarious. If you are into raunchy humor, definitely get into it. Rednecks is another good one. It is vampires set in the South, and they're up to issue number 28. Another really honorable mention. Other than that, I think that's it for Image. Other than that, I guess we're going to go to manga. So we'll go to the manga section now.
Okay.
So Eric, since you are the expert, we'll start you. He doesn't read too terribly much of the.
Can't read.
He can't read. But one that you'll even know, you remember Astro Boy?
Yes.
So Astro Boy's creator made something back in the day called Wonder 3. They're reprinting that. That one is right here on page 398. So,
oh, nice.
Wonder 3, it's going to follow 3 aliens that inhabit animals that are here on Earth. There's going to be a horse, a duck, and a bunny, and it just follows them examining and seeing if Earth is worth coming to or invading and all that kind of stuff. So
that sounds pretty cool.
It's really cool, and as you can see, it's like the classic just Astro Boy art.
Yes.
So you can't go wrong with that. The other one that was really cool that...
I just want to say on this next page, there's one that scares me. It's one called Fire in His Fingertips.
Oh, no, that's part of the we're abandoning that. That's Ghost Ship. You don't go to Ghost Ship. That's the not so safe for work books.
Gotcha.
But if you ever want to read them, look them up. I guess just make sure that you're old enough.
We don't judge.
We don't judge at all. I mean, it's just like I'm gonna throw into this one that I saw earlier. Oh my God, it made me laugh. So there is one coming out. It's called Don't Call Me Daddy. And it is about two dads that essentially, one has a child, one just is in love with the older guy. And it's about these two guys that want to start a relationship and become dads to this one kid. So...
oh my goodness. Maybe it's a prelude to the old TV show from the 80s called My Two Dads.
Oh,
but don't forget the one under it.
Yeah, they have a sequel. They're both just one-shots, but there's one called Don't Call Me Dirty. Ooh, boy. That one is... dirty. Yeah, Don't Call Me Dirty. And it's made by the same people. Oh, Japan.
Oh, you Tokyo Pop.
I know. Other than that, they got Clover hardcover collector's edition coming out. So if you're a Clover fan, that's one good one to look into. Another Spotlight that's coming out. There is The Daily Life of High School Boys, Volume 1. It actually kind of sounds cool. It follows 3 boys in high school. It's just a slice of life comedy.
Okay.
I like those kind of mangas, just the slice of life stuff. Right. So that one's a good one if you like that kind of stuff. Don't Toy With Me, Nagata Toro. I am probably butchered that name entirely. I am terrible with names.
Me too.
But Volume 3 is coming out. That one's a really good one. They have a Netflix series of that one out so far. And it's just about this like young girl just teasing this boy that she likes. And it's really funny.
I like you.
But another ones, let's go to that one. There is... okay, so there's a few art books that I wanted to show off. There was Mega Man Star Force, the official complete works. It looks awesome if you're a Mega Man fan. They also got one that is offered again, which is the Mega Man Battle Network official complete works.
Sweet.
And the Mega Man X complete works.
Can't go wrong with Metal Man.
Metal Man. Metal Man's a part of it.
Yes.
But you can't go wrong with Mega Man is correct, Eric. Yes. Breath of Fire also, they're doing a complete works of that. So if you like any of those artworks, they're going to be coming out with art books for that. Nice. And I like art books. Art books are fun. Another one, Demon Slayer issue number 12. If you haven't jumped on Demon Slayer, that one's been great. Watch the anime. The art in it is just, it's beautiful. Dr. Stone, that's another really good one. If you like any of the shonen type protagonists that are just like, I can solve anything in the world. And that's kind of what this is going off of. Samurai 8, Tales of Hachimaru. Hachimaru. I think I got that one right. Volume 2 is going to be coming out. If you haven't got onto Volume 1, I'm not sure if Volume 1 has come out yet or not. I need to research that, but we can definitely get our hands on it. So that one's another really cool one that I think looks really neat. The next one, this one's the big one that I saw for the manga section that just made me go, I want this. I want to read this.
Awesome.
The Kingdom of the Gods. So this one is actually based off of a Netflix show that's going to be coming out. It's originally from Japan. Then they're making a Netflix series, and now they're coming out with the manga here in America. Right. So, but it is essentially feudal Japan, but it has a zombie outbreak. So, like, what if, like, realistically, samurais had to defend against this zombie outbreak? And I'm all for that. It seems like such a cool concept. I am a big zombie horror fan, and I need something to fill that hole since Walking Dead's out.
You had me at zombie and samurai.
I know, zombies and samurais.
That's actually a pretty cool concept. I'm surprised that hasn't been before.
I'm surprised it hasn't been done either. Like, just like old school zombie outbreaks in olden time, like whenever.
Right.
Like, it should be done more.
I normally don't throw out a mention for manga, but I'm going to because they're doing my beloved Transformers.
Oh yeah,
in manga style.
He is a Transformers fan.
Transformers manga. That's all it needs to be said.
Yes.
It's coming. Volume 2. Actually, Volume 1 is supposed to come out, I believe, next month. But in the new previews, Volume 2 is still listed. So, and it's by Viz, and Viz does Ultraman. So,
yeah, good stuff.
Good stuff.
Other than that, there's one more that I wanted to mention really in the manga section that I saw.
Is it Night School?
Oh God. The Legend of Dororo, and I'm just gonna go with The Legend of Dororo and the next name because I'm not gonna be able to pronounce that, but we'll show it right here. Oh, look. But Volume 1 is coming out. If you haven't followed that, so look at the art real quick, Eric. What does that make you think of?
I don't know.
It doesn't make you think exactly. It doesn't make you think of anything because it's a remake of a old school Astro Boy. Once again, the guy that made Astro Boy, he made Dororo back in the day, and the art was completely different. They took it, revamped it, revitalized the series, and made this one. So if you haven't watched the actual anime, that one's really good. And it took a completely different turn from what the original Astro Boy creator did for it. Other than that, was there any other things that you want to talk about?
Not in the manga. I know I should read more manga, but I don't.
I know.
I've
been trying, man. I've been trying to get you.
Trying. Was there any of the other comics from any of the independents? I think there was one or two I wanted to go over.
What was some of the independent ones that you wanted to go over? I
believe there was one in Dark Horse. It was Neil Gaiman. Yeah, butchering his name.
Neil Diamond,
the
writer.
The Norse mythology. His stuff's always good. There was that one he was doing,
American Gods. I really liked American Gods. Well, it originally started off as a book that he made, and the book's fantastic. The comic books, it follows suit, but definitely the book, in my opinion, a little bit more substance there. Right. And who made the TV show? Because there was also a TV show for it.
It was on Stars. I think.
It's also good.
Yes. But it's based on the Thor and Odin and Loki mythology. But it's not Marvel. It's Dark Horse.
Yeah, exactly.
Another one I wanted to go over was IDW. I love this premise. My Little Pony and Transformers.
So, the only thing that I want to see out of this is, like, at the very end of it, like, Starscream is just like, now I have learned, ponies, the power of friendship. Like, I just want to see something like that so bad, where Starscream just, like, joins the ponies and, like, just betrays Megatron, and it'd be so good. It'd be so good.
Awesome. And then the Care Bears show up at the end.
Yes, Care Bears, and what all does Hasbro own? I mean, like,
they own so much. Well, one more, and then I think maybe you have another one that you wanted to cover. But this one kind of flew under the radar. You know that Marvel owns the rights to Conan. Okay. Well, there's this company called Ablaze that is coming out with a book called The Cimmerian. And guess what? It's Conan. I kid you not. Now, I don't know how they got around doing it with the rights being owned by Disney and Marvel, but there's a Conan series coming out. It's called The Cimmerian Red Nails. It's on page 232, buddy.
232?
Yes. It's based on Ron Ed Howard's Conan, brought to life uncensored. That may be why it says discover the true Conan, unrestrained, violent, and sexual.
Ooh.
So obviously this is not a.
Oh my God! Books. Did you see the cover?
Yes.
That, like, the Batman knockoff. Which issue is that?
It's Dark Knight Returns #1.
Yeah, it's a Dark Knight's spinoff. See, I saw this earlier when I was flipping through, and I was like, "Huh, that looks a lot like Conan, but it's not Conan. Could it be Conan? Is it Conan?"
Yes, it's Conan.
Apparently, it is. Was that pretty much it that you wanted to talk about that one?
Yeah, I do want to talk just for a second about Aftershock. Aftershock's been putting out some good stuff. Okay. There's a series coming out called Lonely Receiver. It's about a lonely video producer who buys an artificial intelligence partner that is meant to bond for life.
Yes, no, I did see this one. That seems real interesting. Yes. I like the premise of it.
They've been doing some really interesting books, and this one comes out in May.
There was.
Was there any other books you wanted to talk about?
There was two that specifically I wanted to make sure to mention. There was The Sacred Six.
Okay.
The Sacred Six was up here at the front.
Is it Dynamite?
It is Dynamite. So Dynamite, it follows these. I know.
Hello, ladies.
Okay. So I'm gonna read this because I couldn't stop laughing at just the premise of this. Yes, that's what it's looking like. So we got. This is the description. Two small towns in rural Georgia become the site of a supernatural showdown in Christopher Priest's Vampirella spinoff for Dynamite Entertainment. Sacred Six, Dracula Panther. There's a Dracula Panther in Georgia.
Oh, wow.
I know. It's just, oh my God. So we got that going on with Dracula Panther. Nyx and Chastity will discover secrets of the town at Ashthorn and Sacred, including Vampirella's mother, the immortal sorceress Lilith. So it's happening in Georgia, guys. That's apparently the town to be in. The premise just makes me laugh.
Definitely gonna have to at least read the first issue to see what the hell it is.
And another one is Shadow Man.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever read because this is not the first time Shadow Man has been in something, right?
I honestly, I never read any of the Valiant books when I was a teenager, because Valiant came out when I was in high school, and I was like, but I started reading some of the newer stuff, and the one I've been enjoying was Dr. Tomorrow and The Visitor, which one of our subscribers signed up for that. Seth, I'm going to give you a plug. he signed up for this book called The Vister, and I was like, oh, okay. And when I was pulling it, so I ordered a copy, and it's actually really good too.
Yeah, I've been terrible about not reading any of the Valiant stuff, even though Bloodshot's going to be coming out pretty soon, and that has Vin Diesel being Bloodshot.
Yes.
And so
it's
I'm
not
hoping,
Fast and the Furious.
I know. Which I saw the previews for that whenever I went to go see the My Hero Academia movie.
Actually, how was that?
That was fantastic. If you haven't seen that, My Hero, yes.
Awesome.
But the preview looks awesome. I hope that Valiant gets a footing in the movie industry because they definitely have a lot of titles that I just haven't even heard about. Just because so much stuff to keep up with these days. But Shadow Man is one that's coming out, and they've definitely done stuff about him as well. But it's going to be a number 1. So if you want to get on a number 1 for Valiant, that's a good way of getting at it.
Yes.
One other one. Well, I got 2 more. I just keep on adding more.
That's fine.
A Thief Among the Trees, An Ember in the Ashes is another one. It's made by Boom Studios, and it looks really good. It's a comic book adaptation of a bestseller book, and that one looks really cool. I like the premise of that. I eat up anything fantasy, so if you're looking for a kid's fantasy book, that's another good one. So, and Boom does a really good thing for that. So,
Once in Future.
Oh, great book. Oh, Once in Future. Yes, if you haven't read Once in Future, that's another good series that you should get on.
You're a fan of the King Arthur legend. Yes, you need to read that book.
Yep. Other than that, another. So we probably won't be able to show art just because it's a little macabre and little dark. But Sacred Decay, the art of Laura Marks, that one is really interesting. The art actually has like decaying bodies of like animals, but it is also like a beautiful scene of like just flowers coming from them and making like death into something beautiful. And I just like plugging in the art books because I'm an artist.
I like art books, man.
That one's another really good one. Other than that, the other thing that they've been talking about, did we talk about Free Comic Book Day?
No, Free Comic Book Day is on May 2nd this year, and we're gonna have some goodies. Maybe
there's gonna be a bunch of good stuff. So they have
any special guests or anything.
We might be having some special guests. We're gonna be announcing that once it's a little bit more finite. But we're definitely working at getting somebody here to sign some stuff. Some books.
Put him on the spot.
He did. He super did. But we're going to be having a bunch of the free stuff, which there's a Kirkman book that looks really good. Firepower, Power Rangers, DC Comics has their thing going on.
I think it's a secret variant thing. No, that's...
And then they have an X-Men #1 for Marvel. They have a My Little Pony one that seems really cool.
Hey guys, sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties, but we're back.
Yep.
We're gonna look at some toys.
Woo! And we'll try to punch through this as quick as possible, just because this video has been already pretty long.
Yes, it's a long video.
Yeah, but let's go through it.
All right, Diamond Select is finally doing a Michael Keaton Batman 1989 PVC statue diorama thing. Woo! Very happy about that. And Lex Luthor.
Yep. What else? There was...
Just one.
Oh, yeah.
The Godzilla that finally came out. There's still King Ghidorah coming out, but they're doing a Rodent that you can put with that. So I'm very happy about that. Finally. Yep. They're a little bit more expensive than the normal PVC dioramas that Diamond does, but it's Godzilla, so I'm not going to complain.
Yeah. The Mortal Kombat one looks really cool. Mortal Kombat Alignment, the Scorpion.
Yes.
So that looks pretty sweet.
You saw that McFarlane's doing a Spawn figure for Mortal Kombat.
Oh my god! I'm so excited about that Mortal Kombat figure for Spawn. It's going to be so sweet when it comes out. Looks like they're coming out with a Bloodshot, but Vin Diesel style, so it very much looks like Vin Diesel up in there. So
I've had my own Vin Diesel figure.
Oh yeah. Let me see. All right, but
I wanted to show this off. I know for you pop collectors out there, they're doing an exclusive Iron Man pop that you can only get at comic book shops. It's from the end of Avengers Endgame.
There you go.
So if you're interested in that one, you may want to come in and pre-order because you can only get it in comic shops.
Yep. So if you like that kind of stuff. Yes. Let's see. I'm trying to get to the anime figurines. Oh, that's a really cool one. The Halloween 2 ones.
Oh, yes. I had actually put that up on our Facebook page that we were pre-ordering the Michael Myers retro figure and the Dr. Loomis and Laurie Strode retro figure 2-pack.
Yep.
So if you're interested in those, come in, pre-order. Don't miss out on them. Kodobukai.
Oh, yeah, the Kodobukai.
Yes.
Is that Wonder Woman and Supergirl?
Supergirl.
Ooh, the Wonder Woman figures they're coming out with just look so good, man.
Yes.
I'm so excited for all those.
Those won't stick around very long.
No. Dragon Ball Super, they have a bunch of figurines coming out for that. So we got Jackie Chun SH figure arts. If you haven't collected the SH figure arts, they're awesome. Captain Ginyu, they got one for him. They also have Son Goku Kaioken, and other than that, that's pretty much it for the SH figure arts.
Pre-order this stuff. I can't express it enough.
Yeah.
Because Dragon Ball, this stuff sells. We get it in, it'll be gone.
Yep.
So if there's something you want, come in, subscribe, pre-order. Can't express that enough.
Same thing with Gundams. Like, there's a bunch of different Gundams coming out, which we'll show those real quick just because we have a bunch to go over. So,
Gundam.
Yeah, Gundams. Also, there is a bunch of One Piece figurines, which once again, we'll show them off real quick because we're running out of time. So,
One Piece.
One Piece. And then... that's a really good one. One Punch, they're coming out with Saitama with his Opie shirt and it just says relaxed attire on. So if you're a One Punch fan, there you go. Also...
that's SH Arts. Burning Godzilla from the new Godzilla movie.
Yeah. That one's really cool. And I also like the Hellboy that was on there, too.
Yes, the 112s, but they're not Mezco 112s. But
they're not Mezco?
No, they're by a company called 1000 Toys. But Mezco is doing a 112 Hellboy, but it's based on the new movie.
Okay.
So we'll leave it at there.
Yeah, and then we also got JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 3. We got Coda and his stand.
Yes.
So those are pretty cool. I really like the JoJo Bizarre Adventure toys. They're really high-end. They're expensive, though.
Yes, yes, they are.
Other than that, that's one. So this one's pre-order only. We're not going to have any on the shelf, but Dracula from Castlevania. Oh, that one's $575. I know it's expensive, but man, it is just, it's such a sexy looking statue. I want it in my life, but cannot have it.
Cannot afford it.
Also, if you're Devil May Cry, they got a Virgil statue as well. Some My Hero Academia, they got Froppy and Deku figures. Those are only going to be about $25. And then also an anime style from Artifacts statues of Star Wars, Kylo Ren.
Yes.
So we're going to have Kylo Ren anime style figurines coming out soon too. Persona 5 is also going to have a Figma figure for Oracle. So if you like that one, there you go. Other than that, I think that's it for the toy section. So I think that's our first video, man.
Yes.
All right. Woo!
Awesome.
So other than that, if you guys want to follow us on Facebook or even YouTube, we're going to be doing some giveaways, which the last video, we actually have a giveaway in that one, which if you watch it, if you like Pokemon, we're giving away a Pokemon box, and it will show you how to get signed up for that if you watch the video. So other than that, I think that will do us, man. Thank you for coming on, and hopefully we do this every month, and we'll be sharing. If there's anything that you guys want to see that we did not talk about, just let us know, or any comments or anything about the way that we did stuff. So other than that, I guess we'll talk to you guys later.
All right, guys.
Bye.